Hey,
Hey.
hi y'all. Guess what we're doing? Recording live and in person. Okay, sort of, because by the time you guys see this clip, it's not going to be so live,
Right.
but it'll still be in person.
They get to look at our beautiful faces.
Right? Okay.
More specifically, mine.
Whoa. This why we don't bring you back all the time anymore. This why college is where you need to be.
I'm too pretty for higher education.
Lies you tell. Anywho, hey y'all, hey! Welcome back to yet another episode of Who Got Time? Sidebar, shenanigans with a twist and some cussing. I have joined the 20 almost third century, y'all. Don't play me, Cheyenne.
23rd.
I said almost. You didn't pay attention.
We haven't even finished the 21st.
I said 20 almost third because we're in the middle of a pandemic. Don't nobody count what we in right now. We skipping this whole rest of the century. We're going past it. We're erasing.
So you skipping the 21st and the 22nd?
We're out. 22nd is not going to be that much better. We'll still be in masks.
The century is 100 years, Mom.
I know what it is, Cheyenne. I know what it is. What that mean?
You're not good at math.
You're right, but what that mean? Did you really believe it was going to be in masks for 2 years? You about to?
No, but they say it's going to be over 2024.
You believe them?
I'm trying this new thing where I'm like wildly positive. It just seems like it just seems like so much fun. You know those people who are just like, no, everything's gonna work out. I'm trying to be one of them.
No, ma'am. Cut that out.
It looks like fun.
Put them all on flights to Texas.
Not Texas.
Detroit, Michigan. Never mind Detroit, because there's too many brown people there.
Yeah, there's a lot of black folk there.
Yeah, just Michigan.
Okay.
Send them to Florida. Where everything is open and
nothing is illegal in Florida.
On the plane, they take your mask and hand you an orange. Welcome. You don't need no mask here.
Florida is so ghetto.
Because I'm telling you that this not going to be done till the 23rd century. That's what I said.
You're really ruining my experiment.
Anywho, people, we are joining you in person because shout out to 94 Media House. They are our media content advisors, take care of supporters, tell me what to doers, because
you don't know what you're doing.
I don't know how to cook, drive, and make money and support my kids. I don't know how to do anything outside of that little box, right? And they were like, no, it's time. People want to see you guys. And I was like, nobody wants to see us. That means I got to comb my eyebrows.
Speak for yourself.
Brush my teeth and not threaten to beat the girl because they'll be video.
Okay.
So they were like, yeah. And I was like, so we did it.
So you brush your teeth, you put deodorant on.
Combed out my eyebrows. Can't nobody, because not smell-o-vision. Can't nobody smell me.
I could tell. Your hesitancy in answering that question, that's all I needed.
I'm going to hurt you. Wait till I come upstairs.
I can smell the funk through the vents.
So here we are, live and in person. I'm very excited because we are going to be launching our YouTube channel so that you will not only be able to hear us, but you will be able to see us.
Not your eyes.
Not her. Because it'll more often than not be someone else. Like the fantastic Nikki James. I was going to hit you with her middle name, but she might not like that.
Don't put her government out there.
Nobody needs to know all her government. But I always drawl it out when I say her name. Nikki James will be on. We'll have our guests. Laura will stop by from time to time. My sister-in-law, Shantae. But this one,
you have me.
We aim for once or twice a quarter.
You can't buy.
Is coming.
You can't buy.
What's the song from Phineas?
Don't remind me. There's 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it. That's how I'm feeling.
I like that song
because it's an impeccable show.
That theme song is a bop.
It's an impeccable show.
Sidebar. Shout out to Jamal Blackroot Collier because he is the lyricist that you hear on our new intro. Banana is good. I love him so for doing that, but he's my brother and so super uber delightfully talented that I was like, if you don't do it, we're breaking up. That's that. Do it. So he did. Thanks, Mano. My hermanito did it for me, and it's fantastic, and I'm so appreciative. And I want to shout out his producer as well, because production by DJ Clutch and bassline by Aaron McGlone. Please forgive me if I have mispronounced your name, Aaron. That's all I got. Forgive me. You still did a great job. That shit is begging. I love it. I'm grateful. Moving right along. Cheyenne Grace Ortiz.
Samara Cheyenne Ortiz.
How you feeling about school almost being done for the well, wrapping up your first year of college? What say you?
College is a scam. I think about getting on the pole every single day.
But it ain't going to happen because your mother will commit murder.
Well, not only that, but I'm not flexible enough. I've just decided that stripping is a dream. Exotic dancing. We're not going to call it stripping.
Is it a dream?
It's a faraway fantasy that isn't ever going to happen for me. Strippers and strip clubs are like the Olympics, except instead of confetti, there's money. And I'm just not flexible enough. I don't have the training required.
Basically, screw the medals. You want the cash.
Correct. I don't have the training required for either the Olympics or stripping.
I don't know where you came up with this theory, but you are your mother's daughter. Because I have gone to the strip club here and in Atlanta. And here, I mean the tri-state. And I remain in awe of the upper body strength.
But you know what's so crazy?
Gymnastics that it takes.
Thank you. It truly is.
Of
correct. I'm not talking
what these ladies accomplish.
But we have to be clear. We're not just talking about like throwing your ass in a circle on the ground. I'm talking about
not the ghetto twerking.
I'm not going to call them ghetto.
Not the ghetto twerking in the back of the bar.
Oh, okay.
I've been to those events. Don't ask me why. It's not important.
Why were you there?
Keep it moving. But I've also been to the professional establishments.
Not professional. Club.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It truly is a sport, and I have a lot of respect for strippers and exotic dancers and the profession they're in, but I have discovered that I'm a little bit sexist. And I'm going to explain why.
But I'm scared.
I'm very much here for feminism, which is the inclusion of all genders.
Thank you.
And I want male strippers to get their bag. I want them to get to the bag. I want male exotic dancers to get to the bag.
Yeah.
But I am not enticed.
I don't care. Nope.
At all?
I don't care about your elephant-sized penis.
Whoa.
In those little trunks.
Mother, not the trunks.
It disturbs me. Anybody who is watching or has watched this past season of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I haven't watched it.
Saw the episode where Candy brings in, because Candy Burris has that whole dungeon tour.
Her sex dungeon.
Right. So one of the performers, what the hell is his name?
It was like Bobo or something like that.
Something would it be?
Mm-hmm.
He was like the talk because somebody slept with him and they were trying to figure out who, and they were making a big, Kenya Moore was making a big deal about it. Whatever, who cares? The fact of the matter, Bolo, that was his name, Bolo.
I was close.
No, Bobo.
I just thought of the pacifier.
Not the baby pacifier. So they have him on the show, and they make believe they're gonna blur what should be his man parts, but come on, son. They do a very poor job of the blurration.
There wasn't enough blur.
He's wearing skin tight pants, and it looks like he has an elephant trunk, a whole arm in his pants. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. No, I'm a pass. Nobody want that. Like what?
It's just
arguing over who slept with him. My question is why. Why would you want to stretch out your bad
No,
with that?
no. There are some people who may find him attractive in a different capacity, but I just don't.
What capacity?
Seeing men, so I'm going to sound really hypocritical when I say this, but seeing men use their body for profit really is just nasty to me. Like, I don't know how to explain it without sounding completely out of pocket.
You
but like,
out of pocket, you are a sexist, and I'm tickled by it. Go.
I don't like seeing men have an Instagram. Who are you posting for? Like, why are you posting shirtless pictures? That's nasty.
You are different.
That's what I'm saying. It's just out of pocket. But
I like it.
Why are you doing that? Actually, I'm a liar. I don't mind that you have an Instagram. Why do you have so many followers? Who are you talking to?
And who you liking? You don't even like
exactly.
Nothing. I don't mind when you cruise and look.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
I look at everything. I'm looking at everything. I'm commenting.
That's because I'm nosy.
Correct, girl.
And not to like try to push women into traditional standards, but like I'm a nosy woman who wants to be all up in the business. And why shouldn't you be working?
But that's as people have said. I think it was Wendy Williams I got it from. That's kitchen table talk. Like we talk amongst ourselves about that, but why are you on the gram posting and liking and chatting and commenting? Sit down.
Do you know how to build a house?
Work to do? Can you fix these pipes?
Can you build a house?
The pipes?
Are you going to war?
Then why are you? My brakes need changing. Can you put it up on blocks and do that?
Why are you posting?
They not.
Why are you posting pictures shirtless at the gym talking about 6 a.m. wake up? Sir, you should have bags under your eyes for how much work you're doing.
And you should be looking crusty, dusty, and smelling like ass because you're sweating so much.
No.
Except you're going home to shower, so who cares? Because you're not there for the impressions.
Why are we posting pretty pictures of ourselves shirtless? But on the same hand, men could say, well, why are women posting pictures of themselves in bikinis? And in which case, I'll tell them to shut up because I want to hear your commentary because it's always clapped ass men who have something to say. Handsome, wealthy men never have anything to say. Clapped ass, ugly ass men are always in the comments talking about absolutely nothing.
It's true.
And they're the men who post the ugly pictures.
You need to expose yourself this way. You was looking though.
Exactly.
I know what I was exposing.
You were absorbing my content.
And please be very clear. I take more pleasure from my girlfriends going, girl, you did that. Like that shit, you liked it? I did? Girl, which part? You want to know where I got it from? That makes me feel awesome.
Thank you. Because men always love to say that women
dress for women.
Correct. But wait, they're such hypocrites because they love to say, oh, well, you are doing this for male satisfaction and male attention and the male glance. However, who caters more to wealthy men more than broke women? Broke men. Broke men pander to wealthy men. They love impressing men.
Excuse me. That's a good segue into our main topic.
Jazz hands.
Are those jazz hands?
They're jazz hands.
Put those away. We do not, just because we have joined the visual nation, throw up jazz hands. What the? Are you making shadow puppets?
It was a butterfly.
You're about to be fired.
It was a butterfly.
You're about to be fired and put out. Anywho, this Samuel Johnson, I don't know what the fuck his name is, because I think I'm confusing Action Jackson and Samuel, whatever his name is. I'm confusing the two of them.
Action Jackson?
Yeah. Jackson, the dude whose wife was being held hostage, his name is Jackson.
She's not being held hostage,
She's being held hostage. And then there's a new one who steps in quickly and is replacing him. And his name is Samuel something or other. And
there's too many Jacksons?
No, I don't know that his name is Jackson though. But you know what happens when I'm not here for you? I block you out.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki and I and Kino talked about him a couple episodes back, right?
Right.
He has his following in the last month or so, girl. He literally is moving like a prophet amongst the younger generation of men. And I think some broke ass
Kevin Samuels?
That dude. Thanks. Jeez. That's why I keep you. He is got these no count, can't think for themselves.
Clapped ass,
chapped ass men prescribing laying down for whatever manna that he is dropping from the
Mhm.
heavens and calling it gospel.
Like Dr. Umar. It's the
If y'all
same
don't
vibe.
sit the fuck down. Why is it that whenever anyone, because it's always like a vacuum. When one gets sucked out, Action Jackson, here steps up the next one to fill that spot, and they're
Ew.
all
Ooh, no.
and
Don't
they're
ever do
all
that again.
just there. You're gonna make me do it again. You know that. They're all just there to eat up everything that he's dropping and dripping. The man, as of late, one of his more recent videos and a conversation that we have had amongst ourselves, me and my couple of my girlfriends, including my girlfriend Nikki, um, have had is about his convincing his followers that we as women, because
Mhm.
it always comes back to us, it is always the burden of the women, particularly Black women, are turning away from our men. We choose other races, we give up too quickly, it's not right.
It that narrative is so tired and so played out. More specifically, because Dr. Umar, I don't know if you know who he is, but he was saying the same stuff. He's the guy who was constantly saying, "Why do you need white man paperwork?" That's him. That's Dr. Umar. But he was
Okay.
saying, I don't even know if he actually has an MD, to be completely honest with you. I think he's a self-named doctor, whatever. He is
I'm sorry. You can be these days. You can profess to be almost anything.
which is scary, but okay. So he was of the same narrative, of the same notion. He was spewing the same thing, but he never held Black men accountable for the same things that he was attempting to claim to make Black women accountable for.
Oh, imagine that.
The nerve.
So new. That's so new.
It was the same thing. Oh my God, Black women need to start dating within their own race. Why are you looking outside of your own race? But why aren't you questioning why Black men continuously date
Okay.
outside their race? And then it's
Get
not
out my
even
throat. Get out my throat and my mouth because I was
it's
just
not even just you dating outside of your race. I don't care if you're interested in Becky. I do care if you're interested in Becky and then tell Shakia over here that she's an ugly Black bitch.
right.
That's a problem.
I care if you are ashamed because you don't understand and like who you are. How can you not like who you are and what you come from and what your race and place is in this universe? You dislike it so much that you wish you could erase it by replacing your future with everything that is the opposite of what you are and who you are and where you come from. I care about that because that speaks so much to the damage and the brokenness within you. I have no issue with people trying to, as you very well know, because don't let me find a cute little white man or a cute little Asian or a fantastical Black man who is bold and got a great smile.
I knew you were gonna
Girl,
say bald.
how I feel about a cue ball.
You're
And
specifically attracted to bowling balls.
I
Like,
am,
what is
I
wrong
really
with you?
am. I don't know, but it's delightful. Stop it. You haven't.
White bald men continuously and consistently look like the yellow M&M, and I don't know what's
I
wrong with you.
can't with you. You have not come up with a better reason than that. Like, I'm done. Anywho, there's nothing wrong with finding your person. Like, most people are so very uncomfortable with digging deep and figuring out what they truly, honestly like and want.
And being comfortable with themselves.
They project this bullshit about what doesn't work for them. And well, those type of girls, those Black women, the, stop it. They don't have what I need. They act a certain way. I don't like that they do. So stop it. You lump a whole race of people into a negative
Under one
basket,
stereotype.
all into a negative basket, and decide that's not for me. Cut it out. I can't really say all Africans are scammers, you know.
That would be out of pocket.
That's just some straight disrespectful bullshit. Are a lot of them scammers? Yup, it's a fact. Do a lot of them believe in plural relationships?
Mhm.
Yup, that's a fact. Culturally, that's the way they move. That's not for me, and I know that. So that means that I'm not messing with you because of your race. I'm not messing with you because your what your culture and your ethnicity allow for you and what's comfortable for you is not comfortable for me. And I don't care how foreign you are, I can't do it. Because I always know that I'm going to end up on the wrong side of hurt feelings. Why? Why do that to myself? But you tell me that you just can't be with somebody because they're white, or you don't appreciate that Black women step outside when everybody knows that we outnumber women, outnumber men. Too many to one.
It's like 51 to 49%.
Too many to one. Thanks for that, because I couldn't place it, but it's too many to one.
And there aren't enough lesbians to even it out.
There's not enough for y'all on the earth to cover every one of us anyway. And then let's have that, because the majority of men, not just Black men, not white men, not Asian men, not the majority of men are ass.
You said half. It's more like 75%.
Men are just ass. It's a minority that I've discovered that are working hard to better themselves spiritually, mentally, not just make money and floss.
Yeah.
That's a difficult thing to do, because not many men focus on the internal and the growth. They're not upwardly mobile that way.
I feel like
that's the side thing that they're not really interested in. It's like, I don't need sprinkles on this ice cream. The ice cream is the focus. Nah, son. Focus on the condiments too.
I feel like where you see, especially in this decade and in the past 2 decades, you see women of my generation and yours, you know, like late teens to early 20s and then middle-aged, working to better themselves, going to therapy, talking about generational trauma, things of that nature.
That's new.
Right, but you see it frequently amongst women. I don't hear often many men talking about how they're looking, you know, towards going to therapy and speaking through their issues, and maybe talking about familial trauma and things of that nature that may affect the way that they move in their future relationships.
It's why I had such a good conversation on one of our past episodes with my brother Brandon, your Uncle Brandon, because Brandon said, you know, I go to therapy now and it's new for me and it's difficult.
Right.
But I'm learning things and I'm figuring out how to move, and I'm like, I'm so proud of you, because that is such a rare thing, and it shouldn't be. It should be more and more prevalent at this point. Yeah, it's still rare amongst women, but it's even more, the numbers are even smaller amongst men, and that needs to change.
Right.
You can't sit down on the sofa, chair, whatever, and be honest with a professional about where you're at and get some guidance and some tools to help you build and grow. What's the point? You're going to pass that generational hurt and nonsense on to whatever children you have. You are shortchanging them, because there are too many men talking about, why doesn't the Black woman support us and stay? Stay with what? While you have 4 children, or one woman who's been with you for the past 6 years, but she ain't the mother of nary one of them kids? Stay with you for what? While you rough her up, physically abuse her? Stay with you for what? While you tell her regularly to shut the fuck up, or sit the fuck down, or mind her fucking business, or talk to her? And I mean, those are the out the side of your mouth conversations starters for you with her, because you're talking to her like she's some side cat on the street, or some clown that you really don't give a fuck about. Stay with you for what?
Because
and just you want, or spend all the money, or don't support her growth and effort in her personal trajectory and on life's road. You don't support her in her job. You don't support her dreams because you don't dream. Like, all these things. They supposed to stay for all of that while they're raising the kids, cooking the food, freaking the bed, keeping the house clean. What? That's too much. Our shoulders are only but so broad.
Right.
Are you crazy?
Yes. Yes.
Are you crazy, Samuel Edwards, or Edward Samuels, whatever the fuck your name is, Kevin?
Kevin Samuels.
Samuel Adams, the liquor, whatever. Are you nuts? No, he's not. He's crazy like a motherfucking box, because that man is making money.
That's what I'm saying. He's pandering to the right audience, because there's so many people.
Hand over fist on these channels, on these speaking engagements, when he goes, and you know the next thing he's going to do is drop a book.
But the thing is, I won't say it's only men who pander to that narrative, because under like Kevin Samuel's Instagram page and Dr. Umar and people like that who consistently speak to that narrative and that ideology, you see pick-me ass women in the comments.
Not pick-me.
They're pick-me's.
There's a lot of pick-me's.
In the comments, like, yes, king. Ain't nothing but a word. Ma'am, you have 3 baby fathers.
It's so sad.
A dusty Louis bag. And spent stimulus checks.
And that's what I was saying.
Stop.
It's like, yo, he thinks he's slick talking about Kevin Samuels, whatever.
We're just gonna call him Kevin.
I don't wanna. I like ruining his name because I think he's a joke. And I won't put any respect on your name.
But is he a joke? Is what I'm saying. Is he a joke?
No, he's a joke to me.
That's an entrepreneur. To the wrong cause, but he's an entrepreneur.
He's a joke, just like the Orange Man was a joke, but not a ha-ha funny one. They out here making a mockery of the people and getting rich. Because look how much money the Orange Man stole from his contributors to build that wall that,
never happened.
People are climbing over and dropping their babies over. It's that wall that was supposed to keep people out. Okay.
Mexico's gonna pay for that wall.
Okay. But the contributors were still sending their money in though, and now they're suing him to get some of that money back.
Which is hilarious.
Hilarious. The same government that they wasn't fucking with because they didn't want the government in their business and he was gonna clean up the swamp is who they are now crying to. Help us get our money back.
Please.
Anywho, this dude is out here making money and then telling women, you gotta alter, you gotta change, you gotta figure out your shit. Fit, feminine. You got to get yourself together. You got to be kinder. You got to speak softly. Nikki said she was listening to something. Some YouTube something he was running, and the woman, I guess it was a caller, called in and said something about, well, I would just like to know, and whatever question she was asking, he said, he talked right over her and was like, I'm going to need you to stop talking and listen to me. But she was talking. Nikki said she couldn't jump off. She had to jump off the YouTube fast. She was like, end. Where's the end button?
Because you want to fight him through the screen.
Because she was in the middle of her sentence. And your lack of respect allows you to, are you going to listen to me speak? But she was speaking. And she didn't take a breath. There was no period. There was no comma. She wasn't done. And she called in because
she was asking for your advice. Right.
Okay. I gotta leave those people right there.
It was the same women who were underneath Sweetie's comments when she was talking about how, she wants a nigga that could buy her Birkin bags and things of that nature. And there was that whole debate about whether women should be grateful for the men that they receive and that they attract.
I never paid attention because I didn't have a problem with her in the Birkin bag.
I liked her commentary because she can buy her own. But like I said, clapped ass, Telfar buying. You can only afford a Telfar bag, sir, in the comments, which is, there's nothing wrong with a Telfar bag, but stay in your lane.
We know Telfar flipper. We know.
But there's nothing wrong with only being able to afford a Telfar bag. Those type of men were in the comments talking about all y'all women are broke, talking about you want a man to buy you a Birkin bag. Sir, why are you so concerned? You can't buy you a Birkin bag. And there were women in her comments who were like, no, women just need to be grateful for the men that they attract.
I'm never going to just be grateful.
No. Grateful for what?
I'm not raising you to just be grateful.
Grateful for what?
That noise. Just grateful. Just grateful.
But the thing is, you think that agreeing with these men is what's going to take you to the top? Is that
what make you have to get Botox? I just noticed that. See what happens when you go visual? Nobody knew that I was always scrunching up myself when I got these.
I know, and I always tell you to stop.
Shut up. Nobody asked what you know. You're such a rat. Nobody likes a rat. Anyway, back to them. No, I can't. I can't support the woo woo woo, but I can't find one. Find yourself.
Correct.
Because as you elevate yourself and your playing field and you give off that shit, yo, I'm living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden.
Who sings that?
Just got vibe.
Let her sing it.
Let
her sing it.
I can't take you
because I know who sings it.
I'll see you at the dinner table. Anywho, as you give that vibe off, you will bring that to you. If you insist on playing beg a gal, you're gonna get what you're looking for.
But that's where the saying "you are what you attract" comes from. Girls don't listen. Why do I always attract toxic men? Babe, have you addressed who you are?
The toxicity within you, it's oozing like garlic out your pores.
Ew. I just keep attracting toxic men. What's my problem? I don't know, but you should figure it out.
Girl, quick, cause here come another one. And look at you.
Like centipedes in the basement.
Ew, that's not. But ew. Yeah, I can't. I just, the relationship conversation is a never ending one. It is forever ongoing. I know that a lot of people are sick of hearing about it, but guess what? We all in it at some point or another.
I mean, unless you're married, and even if you are, because there's still work in a marriage.
Right, you're still supposed to be working on that friendship relationship because that too ebbs and flows. It's never the same. There is no straight line in any relationship. That's bullshit.
Right, but unless you're married.
Even a parent-child relationship changes because you are growing. You are getting.
Because sometimes I don't like you.
And I don't like you all the time because you're still digging in my pockets.
What do you mean all the time?
Get out of them. Get out of my pockets.
I said sometimes.
I said all the time. Get out my pockets.
I said sometimes.
I said all the time. Get out my pockets.
You're using the wrong language.
But I love you and you're my child. And
I love you too. And sometimes
find our way and figure it out and adjust and autocorrect your wheel, or you could drive straight off the cliff.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm the poster child.
Okay, keep telling
for excellency.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off all your cards.
Stop.
No, you're excellent. Go out there. Excellent.
You went too far. You went too far. This is the pocket, and you're out of it. Please.
Go be excellent.
No. I want to be cute and funded. I don't know why you want me to struggle.
Because it makes you stronger. The struggle makes you stronger.
That's what your parents told you. Please.
They sure did.
Please.
They told us that bullshit.
That's not generational trauma I was talking about. The struggle makes you stronger. No.
It's a fact. It really is a fact. Yo, I can't.
That's what your grandparents told you to justify your ass whoopings. Absolutely not.
Girl, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Shut up, because I will never not sing. So just snip your lips. There was a song for every occasion, okay? There is, and I probably know it.
But it doesn't have to be sung from your lips.
Shut it. Because I can do real quick for you, okay?
Who, CPS?
No, credit cards.
Chill out.
All of them. I could disconnect every single one of them for every single time you are rude to me.
Better stop before I go create a parent-driven, parent-complaining Kevin Samuels page. Let's talk about toxic parents.
I think I'm a Grammy Award-winning songstress.
No, I'm not gonna lie to myself like that.
Or the people?
I refuse. We were just talking about bettering ourselves. Now, why would I lie to you?
I can't. I'm gonna just I try to let people go and just do them. And then the Samuel Adams, Jackson, Evans, Kevins show up on set and I just can't.
It's just really hard to believe that in a day and age where we have so much access to so much information, this is who you chose to listen to.
It's not hard to believe because you know how many dummies reside in this goddamn world.
Okay, well, it's hard to believe from somebody who isn't a dummy.
99% of the United States of America voted for the orange man.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
And if you think that motherfucker is not going to run for president in 2024, I got a Mercedes sitting out back to sell y'all.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, it's not Legos. No, that's not Legos. Step back a little bit and just squint. It's a real Mercedes. Because he gonna run.
But is he gonna run, or is like one of his kids gonna run?
If he doesn't, if Miss James,
so what if he gets convicted?
Not get him convicted on criminal charges, so that he is now not able to run. He will run.
Well, then he needs to be convicted. Post haste.
We're waiting on her to do what she does because she is an amazing district attorney. But she's working on Cuomo right now because all the ladies said that he was touching them inappropriately. I'm sorry. He a little dirty, and I kind of like it.
Mom. Mom.
The man got pierced nipples.
But
Talk to me, and
that's inappropriate, because if Harvey Weinstein was attractive, would you say the same thing?
No, I would not, because Harvey Weinstein was raping women. Nary a one of these complainers have said that man made me have sex with him. Every single one of them said he touched my butt, he leaned in and he kissed me. I didn't request it, like it, or enjoy it. It wasn't invited.
Exactly. That's not okay.
Wasn't it invited?
Mom, no.
Did he really?
No, we're not going to foster that narrative on this podcast.
Are you sure? I need to hear the report. I'm sorry. Do I believe that he handled that fucking COVID nursing home shit incorrectly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he should not be governor again. He should absolutely be penalized for that. Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah.
What are you really doing with them ladies?
It was one.
Area one, except for 2 of them filed real charges, and I believe those 2.
Mm-hmm.
All 9,000 of the other ones.
9,000.
Yeah, it's only 9.
Oh, what to say? I didn't remember hearing about that many.
2 of them, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The other 7.
It was all downhill from. It was all downhill from the nursing people, the nursing home.
No, the nursing home shit. He should not be governor again. Behind that, you definitely tried to fudge the numbers. You definitely tried to hide it. You're leaning on the fact that you were following CDC rules when they said, well, if you can't have people in the hospitals, put them in the nursing homes. There's a gray line there, and even if you were following CDC guidelines at that time, then be honest about the numbers. Don't try to judge the numbers, because you will always be found out. And sure enough.
So who do you want to be governor? Andrew Yang?
No, he's running for mayor.
Oh.
And even he's too dumb to be mayor in New York.
I don't think it's appropriate for him to be. I mean, I don't like de Blasio.
Ray guy, de Blasio's not running again. This Ray guy, who is the black bald man, who was the president or vice president, CEO at Citibank.
Yes.
He is not a politician. He's a finance man.
Okay, well, Donald Trump wasn't a politician.
Right. But this man, he came up in the projects, or I'm sorry, not in the projects. He came up in a really rough urban neighborhood, and he's using that to explain his beginnings and that he is relatable. I don't know.
Do you find that a little problematic, having grown up in the projects, when you see politicians exploit the environment that they grew up in? For example, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, when she was originally running for Congress, she consistently spoke about coming from a lower middle class household, and consistently spoke about how, she was a waitress and she had to work for everything she had, which is true. But didn't her parents own the bar that she was working in?
I don't know if they owned the bar, but I know they owned their house.
Right.
So it's puts you at the not po level.
Correct. You have equity, which I'm not saying that her parents.
You don't know nothing about being P.O.
No.
I know about P.O. because I know about free cheese and powdered milk and
not free cheese
and the white box, and the box just says corn flakes.
But doesn't that put me a step above my peers, because they don't even know about?
You and your sibling cannot claim, I come from a really rough urban neighborhood. No, you can't. No, you don't. Stop it. What you can say, if you were ever in that position, is I come from a single mom, a single parent household, and a mother who pulled herself up out of. You could use that line. You could have dragged my shit out of the closet and piggyback off of it. I dare you to, though, because I will beat you.
But back to my original question.
No, I don't find it. And my answer is no. I don't find it problematic, because I see you, and there's nothing that you can hide when you're running for office. The very fact that Ray says, I grew up in a really rough neighborhood and from a single parent.
I just feel like there's a better way for you to try to connect to the constituents you're trying to represent than to consistently talk about how poor you are as you run for a major seat in state government.
You can't deny your beginnings.
Right.
But the way that you word it is the trick.
It's like you're marketing your
And people are not stupid.
Class level, I think it's weird.
We know when you are trying to appeal to the lower income, middle income bracket based on what you believe they are looking for. Oh, I'm brown, vote for me. And I came from poor beginnings, vote for me. But you're a multi-millionaire. What that got to do with me now? they always try to zhuzh over that part. I get what they're doing. I don't know that that really matters at the end of it, because whether you vote for the person who is still not making necessarily six figures and came from a middle class background, or you vote for the person who is filthy stinking rich and came from a poor background, it doesn't mean that they're going to do the better job either way.
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels very forced. Look at me, I was poor.
It's just it's definitely an appeal, and it's an appeal to the Black and brown and poor communities, which are where the higher numbers are. And
yeah,
you either fall for it or you don't. Like, what's your platform?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to know. What really are you going to do for the people? That's what I want to know. What have you done so far? And furthermore, voting records are public. How have you voted in the last 6 elections, 8 elections, 12 elections? You in your 60s? Let me see your voting record, sir. Because people who don't vote or who thought it wasn't important enough to vote, get out of here.
Why are you running then? I don't understand that.
And yes, this is a difficult time in history. And yes, we should all be trying to activate and be activists in our own way, shape, or form, however we can contribute. But you just are trying to aim high for the power, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
If you are not voting and you weren't involved, you just aiming
then
for the
don't say anything.
Because from mayor, everybody knows, then you try to move on to.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to move up the political ladder.
Yes, you become a mayor, and then you become a governor, and then as governor, 12 years later, you end up running for president.
Or you could move from a mayoral position to a senatorial position.
Right.
Or, to be a state representative is a big deal as well. I see you. We good. Yeah. There's that. I wanted to mention some random things before we wrap today, because I was doing some TV watching. I went and got my shots, as you know, and the people that know. Because
I thought you said I went and got my shots as an alcohol.
No, I got my first COVID vaccine.
Your COVID shots.
Yes, they hooked me in my arm, and I was laying on the sofa.
I get mine tomorrow. Very exciting.
Not that J&J. You will walk out if they offer you that.
No, I'm getting Dolly Parton merch.
Oh, okay. Good stuff. I was watching Stanley Tucci, who is one of my favorite actors. He is Italian on both sides of his family. Do you know who Stanley Tucci is?
No.
Stanley Tucci, your generation will remember from Devil Wears Prada. He was her best friend, the gay guy who ran the sample closet.
Was he also in Sex and the City?
Yes. No. There's a guy in Sex and the City who's bald and wears glasses too, and people confuse him, but that's not Stanley Tucci. No, Stanley Tucci's the cute one.
Oh, no. I have to look him up.
Yeah, so Stanley Tucci is a very well-known, accredited, acclaimed actor, and I love him. And he played a gay guy in Devil Wears Prada, and he did it very well and convincingly. It was super cute.
One of my favorite movies, by the way.
I know, your generation loves that movie.
You're telling me Stanley Tucci is not in Sex and the City?
No, it's a different guy, I'm telling you. And it's so funny because they always confuse the two. The guy in Sex and the City is shorter and chubbier. Stanley is fly. Anyway, he has a show now on CNN, and he eats his way through Italy. He's Italian, and he decided right as they were going into the pandemic, actually, he started filming. So it was a little bit before the pandemic started, and then he wrapped filming. He went 6 episodes into the midst of the pandemic when it first kicked off, working his way through Italy and introducing us to new foods and new flavors. But I'm not really into all cooking shows, but this one, I think if you are into food and you like Italian food, you should check out, because he doesn't go to the hoity-toity, ritzy parts of Italy that everybody's always talking about and the fancy hotels and shit. He goes to basically the hood.
I like that.
And I appreciated that. He went to the hood. He showed us how and why pizza really started and tells the truth of it. And he shows you the battle between the fancier parts of Italy versus southern Italy, which is, as some of us know in history, where it has been conquered many times. The Moors infiltrated. It's why Sicilians have been mixed up with and are darker skinned, because there are African Americans coming through, Africans who came through, and, lots of Black people. Everything's African American.
Not African Americans in Italy.
But he shows you that this is the food of the soil, and it isn't always fancy, and it isn't always,
The hole in the walls that you wouldn't find.
The most expensive china at the Four Seasons. Sometimes you literally stand in the street getting the pizza little dough thing handed to you from an old lady cooking out of a vat at a window.
That's lovely.
So check it out if you have a moment. Folks, it's on CNN and it's Stanley Tucci something, because who'd remember the whole name of the damn show? I was too busy drooling and trying to figure out how I could get some of that.
That sounds so good.
And Italy is on my bucket list. I do want to see Italy, I do want to see Rome, and I want to go to those, like I want to go to southern Italy, I want to go to the middle, I want to be down there with the folks in the hood. And if I find me a bold Italian man,
oh my God. Give it a break. Are you ready for your closing notes?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So, since I'm in that place that we call college, whatever, I want to talk briefly about an experience that I had recently. I'm currently taking an oral communications course. Mm-hmm. For those who don't know,
oral communication.
Don't be nasty. That means that I have to get up in front of the class and do special speeches about various different topics. And this past week, I did a speech on why I felt that white supremacy should be deemed a domestic terrorist group.
Absolutely.
Or domestic terrorist groups. And I'm telling you about this experience only because I think it's so important as a person of color, and more specifically a Black woman, to choose racially motivated or educate your peers and the constituents around you about the things that they may not know about. If people don't know, I go to
influenced by race.
Correct. Mm-hmm. I go to a predominantly white institution, and so as I'm, doing this speech, I'm looking at a class with one other Black person in it, mm-hmm. and for most, that would be very uncomfortable because you're assuming that most of them are white supremacists themselves.
Stop it.
But they're not. They're not. Their parents might be.
What?
Their parents might be. But at the end of my speech, I was like, does anybody have any questions? And you could tell people were visibly uncomfortable, which is good, make them uncomfortable. But I went out with a couple of friends yesterday and I spoke about my experience during that speech. And they were talking about how they find it kind of hard to talk about the things that are important to them because they go to a predominantly white institution. And I don't know if we have a bunch of college listeners, but I know that there are people in the workforce. Please start doing things that make your white peers uncomfortable.
I mean,
because I felt vindicated.
All the time, and I am a lone wolf in that. But I have always said, and I know you've heard me say it many times, I'm no Martin Luther King Jr. I'm Malcolm.
Per sidebar, this may be problematic, but Malcolm X was fine as hell.
Yo, he really was, and it's not problematic.
For no reason.
He was fine. And brilliant. And he made his business to speak to everyone. He had a master of the English language that is above par. But he never, ever, ever attempted to make people feel dumb. And he didn't dumb it down. He just found the middle lane and that groove where he could speak to the layman and the poor uneducated person as well as the educated white man. Everybody knew what the fuck he was saying. You heard what he said, you understood what he said, and the common vernacular crossed all boundaries. And he didn't have to drop no bombs. It was just, he was brilliant and taken too soon. Unlike Martin Luther King Jr., I'm not here for the always peaceful, non-violent approach to anything. I'm just not. It's not in my DNA. I'm not hardwired that way. Sometimes you gotta burn shit the fuck down.
Gotta fuck shit up.
That's just the reality of things. But I also recognize that there's a different power in the dollar. And if you rise up and you use the economy against the machine, you can win. It's just a difficult thing, particularly when the majority of us are not of means. Right? And in the 60s and in the, not necessarily the 70s, but more in the 50s and 60s, African Americans and people of color were willing to take the chance because they just hit the wall. They were like, fuck this noise. What else could you possibly do to us? Fuck it. We're going to protest. We're going to march. If you fire us in mass, oh well, who going to work for you then?
And just for context, like the speech itself, you were allowed to choose your topic, and the people amongst me, the other students who were in my class, decided to do things like why pineapple shouldn't be on pizza and things of that nature. And so my topic was very much out there and could have made me uncomfortable, but I welcomed the uncomfortableness as opposed to
you're having in your home.
As opposed to being like, maybe I shouldn't.
No, we encourage that in your life. You are encouraged to reach outside of what is comfortable. There is no growth in always just keeping yourself strangled in that little box and not moving further. I make it my business to cock my head and look at people in a most appropriate way in the workforce. And who told you that? Another Black person? Or you just came up with that narrative all on your own? Because last time I checked, as a Black person, that's not how we grow. It's very uncomfortable. It's a very delicate dance that we do. But fuck that noise. I'm going to do that shit till I'm not in that space anymore. And you can call me the angry Black everything. What that mean? I'm sure you call me a lot worse when I leave the room. And so, yeah, there's that. My closing note is twofold. I don't remember whether or not I brought this up, but it's just so irritating that even if I have, I'm not sorry. I'm gonna bring it up again. Who are the marketing people who put together these Liberty Mutual commercials?
Ew.
They're ass.
They're not funny, and you can tell that they're so badly trying to be a Geico or like an Allstate or something like that.
Rid of these goddamn Liberty Mutual commercials. They're horrible.
They're disgusting.
And second, are you a coffee traditionalist? I was reading about that the other day, and I was like, I'm not that kind of coffee snob. I'm okay with the mixed up flavors and the froth on the top and the foam and things. And I would not shame anyone who, wants less coffee and more milk.
That's so funny you say that, because I was just watching something where this girl was saying how her father had said, if you have to add anything other than like milk and like maybe 1 tablespoon of sugar, a teaspoon of sugar to your coffee, you don't like coffee.
No, that's not true.
You like the sweetness. And I kind of agree with him, because I know I don't really care for coffee like that. I prefer the taste of like the things that I add in it.
I love coffee, traditional coffee. I can drink it with no sugar and just cream.
No, but
I also like hazelnut and toffee nut and vanilla. Those things are appealing to me too. Do I want to drink them every single day? No, but I like them.
I do.
But yeah, you don't really like coffee, so
no.
Do I trust people who don't really love
decaf?
Coffee? Second part of that question.
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
But when I think of people who don't drink coffee and like who just drink tea and like matcha, which is disgusting.
Disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Go lick the grass.
People are pretending that they like matcha. I'm telling you.
Go lick the grass.
Because it's pretty, but it tastes like
grass,
asphalt. And I've had it once because I was trying to be a cute Instagram girly. Never again.
Yeah.
Never.
It's like one of your other science experiments. No thanks.
Like, it's so nasty. People who drink those types of drinks, like that's their drink of choice in the morning. I just think of them as like hippies. I feel like aggressive people drink coffee.
I'm aggressive and I drink coffee.
Well, that's why you drink it.
Nice to meet you.
Duh.
Very nice to meet you. Anywho, I'm going to leave it at that. Oh, yeah. And no, I'm not going to leave it at that because there was one more that ties into our whole relationship conversation and I forgot to bring it up, but I'm going to do so now because, this is my podcast and I can do what I want.
Okay. There's the aggression. We see it. We found it.
I was watching a video with Padma Lakshmi of
from Top Chef?
Yes. And that girl was asked, what's the weirdest gift you ever got from a dude? You will never guess her answer, yo.
What was it?
A tooth.
I'm sorry?
Okay, on that note.
No. He gave her a tooth. One of his?
Of his.
Like a baby tooth?
No.
Like he yanked that bitch out.
I don't know how it came out, but he gave her a tooth.
No. No, we get a restraining order.
The segment, I think it's only like 10-minute long segment, and the person, it was Savannah Guthrie, was like, no, there's not enough time. Like, we got to revisit this. We got to come on back. What?
What is no? I would get a restraining order because what is the mindset behind that? I don't understand.
I don't want you. I don't want your tooth.
I don't want your tooth. A tooth.
I pray to God you don't got a lock of my hair. Like, no.
He might.
No, there will be no Obia on me.
I'm about to have a clone.
Trust is broken.
A tooth? I want to know where it came from.
He gave her a tooth.
What is the context of that? Why are you sending somebody a tooth?
That was the weirdest gift. Is that happy birthday, baby? I'm giving you the best gift ever, a piece of me.
What? You know what? When you say tooth, I don't know why I thought you meant like he gave her like a grill or something. Like that's what I'm thinking because that makes sense. Nope. To a normal person, that makes sense.
Nope. A real tooth.
Like a cat or something. Like I don't know.
A canine.
A physical tooth. Like he took some pliers and was like, I love her. What? No.
Yo, I couldn't breathe. I was like,
well, it's official. Sexy bitches get teeth. If you've never received a tooth, you're ugly.
Who really loves you if they're not giving you body parts?
Shit.
Anywho, on that note, Cheyenne, as always, I'm so glad when you stop by.
Me too.
Now go make me a grilled cheese.
Hell no.
Thank y'all for joining us on yet another episode of Who Got Time.
Yay!
So, to see you. Bye, guys.
Ew.